and what's been busy? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be trying to get back into language learning after taking a long break, what I would consider quite long for me, because I don't even like going a few months without studying my languages. And since we've had a lot of big events occur in such a short amount of time, I haven't been able to focus on languages. I think it's been more of in and out, which I guess is better than doing absolutely nothing, but it's just not as consistent as it once was. See, before, when we were living in hotels or when we were in and out of hotels, I was able to spend the entire day just on languages, and I knew that era was going to come to an end at some point, but it has been a little harder to manage the languages. They have just been feeling a little bit more distant recently, and I feel like other things have been coming together quite well, but I want to make sure I'm staying on top of my language goals, and that's honestly what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be reevaluating our language goals. I'm going to get in the groove of things again and just ultimately start a whole new routine, but in an RV, and just kind of get back into the mix of things. Alrighty, so now that I've established that, we now need to re-establish our goals and just make sure that the goals that I set earlier this year are still in alignment with today. Also, yes, I did break my nail. Let's not look at her. Let's not look at her. So I finished writing down my little study routine. I'm not going to do all of these things on here because this would be very overwhelming on the first day back to getting into language learning. What I'm going to do is honestly just pick one, maybe two, maybe depending on how easy it is, 3 things on here just so I can kind of get back into it. So I'm trying to ease myself into it, which can be a little hard sometimes because I can just dive head first, but we're not gonna do that. My goal is to eventually get these things done like by the end of the month. Like slowly I'll start introducing all of these concepts, but for now we're gonna pick a few. So for Chinese today, I really want to focus on HSK3, and I really want to study that clip and even do a little bit of grammar. For Chinese, I always tend to do a little bit more because I'm technically more advanced in Chinese than any other language, so I can usually handle more. So that's probably what I'll do today. With Italian, I need to review one of the Lingota PDF, and with Japanese, we're going to keep it really simple. I'm going to do some hiragana and katakana, and that should be kind of a way to get me back into it. Okay, now that we have reestablished our goals, it's actually time to start studying. So every time I study, I personally like to use my Soundcore Space One headphones. They are just literally my favorite pair of headphones. I adore these, but I think it's time to switch to some earbuds. And you know what? I am quite disappointed that I didn't have these earbuds sooner. I had you in the first half. But seriously, all jokes aside, I have been a huge fan of Soundcore's products, so thank you so much, Soundcore, for sponsoring today's video. The Soundcore AeroFit 2 has AI translation capabilities that can support over 100 languages and give accurate translations. They have face-to-face and real-time translation modes, which can all be done through the Soundcore app. No more confusion about how you're going to communicate with others. If you are traveling to a foreign country, you can use these earbuds to order food, get a taxi, and handle emergencies. I think as a language learner, another scenario would be to use these while you're watching content, specifically using them when there aren't any subtitles for your target language or your native language. Watching content is a great way to fine-tune your listening skills. But sometimes when I listen to my target language, I'm wondering if the words that I heard were actually correct. For example, Chinese has so many words that sound the same, but they could mean completely different things. Sometimes accents can also be a barrier. But with the help of the Soundcore AeroFit 2, I can get clarity and confirmation. And the Soundcore app keeps a record of all the translations and the original audio. I love this feature so much because it makes studying more seamless and easy for me to manage. Can we also talk about how they are so beautifully designed? These are open ear earbuds that improve comfort, and their ergonomic ear hooks provide stability. These are my first pair of open earbuds, and I don't know how I was living without them. They are the most comfortable earbuds I have ever worn. They can also adjust to my ears with their 4-level rotatable ear hooks. The The Soundcore AeroFit 2 earbuds are the only ones I can wear while editing because they are so comfy. With up to 42 hours of long playtime, I can edit for hours without even thinking about battery life. The bass turbo technology makes the Thunder's bass. I feel like I'm in a whole new world when I'm listening to music because the sound is so rich. The high-res wireless audio certification will give you detailed sound. The Soundcore AeroFit 2s have beautiful colors to choose from, which is good news for you because if you click the link below and use the code CASE4ME, you'll receive a free travel case for the AeroFit series. Thank you so much Soundcore for sponsoring today's video, and now let's start studying.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video.
Here we go again.
It's me, Izzy's brother.
Brother B.
Brother B.
你最喜欢什么动物？你最喜欢什么动物？短。
Good afternoon, Busy Bees. So it is the next day and I just got finished studying for my GED. I was specifically studying math, and my goal for the rest of the month is to try to study at least a little bit of some of my languages after I have studied for the GED, because I'm already in a study mode, so it makes the most sense to start studying. But I feel so good because yesterday I just felt so much better about all my goals and getting them done and actually making progress, because even though I had a lot of interruptions, it just felt nice trying to get back into my favorite hobby. Honestly, this is my favorite hobby, which is language learning. So it's like, even though I have 5 minutes here, 15 minutes here, just making time for it again, which is so nice. I have a few things written down on my to-do list for today. One, I want to study HSK3 and a little bit of grammar today for Chinese. And then 2, I want to review one of the Lingoda PDFs. I didn't have time for it yesterday, so we're going to try to do that, and hopefully I could start getting back into the Easy Italian textbook, because I really want this textbook to kind of just reinforce what I already learned from the Lingoda Sprint. I'm going to do what I basically did yesterday for Chinese. When it comes to HSK3, I have been using this journal. This was initially just for Hanzi, which is Chinese characters, and then I added Nihongo, which is for Japanese, but I mainly use it for Chinese. And as you can see, I just write all of these sentences 3 times. So she has all the example sentences and I just write them out a few times. I write out the characters so I can get in a bit of a flow. I'll practice it. I'll speak out loud so I can really get the pronunciation. I just have my little routine, and this doesn't take me too long to do, and that's why I like doing this, because I'm making progress, and I'm currently at 60. So I'm gonna do at least 5 of them. We'll study some grammar. I feel like I am getting back into it, so yeah, I'm very happy about that.
这个时候我都会饿。
Every day at this time, I get hungry.
每天这个时候我都会饿。每天这个时候我都会饿。
I finished with the HSK 3 sentences. I did about 5 sentences, and as you can see, I'm all dressed now. I have to go to the orthodontist to take care of my braces today, so we are going to handle that, which is kind of interrupting a little bit of the schedule because I completely forgot I had an appointment today until just now. So a little bit of an interruption, but we're going to stick to the routine. I have my tablet with me right now because I want to study a bit of grammar. I know with Chinese there's also another free resource called Mandarin Bean, but I'm going to try something new today. I'm not sure if this is available for iOS devices, but I am currently on the Android ecosystem, and the app is literally called Chinese Grammar and it's free. So we're gonna be using that today. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting things happening at once and just trying to get it all in. I'm so happy though. I have been very disciplined today and been thinking about the languages because I still have other responsibilities, but the languages are a priority for me. I make time for it. I feel like God has certain goals that he has placed within me, and I know that those goals are very important and need to come to fruition one day, and that can't happen if I am constantly putting it on the back burner, or like I don't have any time for this, I don't have any time for this, because like, when will you have time for it? And so you just gotta make time for these things. It is what it is. I'm a very busy gal, but I am so committed to making this work where I can really balance multiple things at once. There's Luna. Well, maybe that should be the end of our little conversation. She's probably telling me, you should be studying. Study, Izzy. Okay, Luna, I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna start studying and do a bit of Chinese grammar, and then maybe do some Italian or either Japanese in the car. Yeah, I think that sounds like a good plan. I think for anyone who is learning a new language or even learning multiple languages, that it's honestly not ideal for us to step back and take breaks, but sometimes that is what is necessary. I mean, the truth be told, you're not going to always have time to make the languages a priority. Life just happens and you do need to step back, or it's just honestly time to take a break and not constantly study. But I do recognize that God will really lead me on when it's time to take a break and when it's time to really get back into the flow and get back into studying again. But I completely understand if I'm not at the same place as I once was, because you're not going to always be at that same place. You know, there's a season for everything. There's a time to rest, there's a time to study. So I definitely think for me, I was in a place where I really wasn't in a position to study. But now getting back into it, it's like you really want to maintain all of these languages, especially since I am learning 3 of them. But I think the more you do it, the better you get at it, and it honestly just takes time to figure out your own routine and how you like to study things. I think during these days I was able to really get into a bit of a flow, even with my busy schedule, and figure out how I can still maintain my languages, because at the end of the day, these are like my babies. So now it's just trying to find a way to make sure they're growing and thriving in the midst of a new circumstance. And that definitely takes time, so I'm in no rush, but I'm glad I was able to at least make some progress and recognize what was best for me and best for my current circumstances. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you studied with me, but make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!